All right, welcome to Community Conversations. I'm with Coach Josh Crouch. He is the new football coach at Green Hill High School. And just full disclosure, as far as we know, we're not related. We probably are somewhere down the road.
Somewhere.
I pastor Green Hill Church, and he's going to be the head football coach, or is the head football coach, at the new Green Hill High School. So we
Tell
have
me God ain't real.
what's that?
I said, tell me God ain't real.
I'm telling you, man, he's all over it. And
That's right.
Green Hill and Crouches are taking over the world.
That's right.
So, man, Josh, it's good to meet you and good to have you coming on board here just down the street.
Yes, sir. Super excited about just being back to Mount Juliet and essentially the Green Hill area. We grew up there. I was actually a member of the YMCA down the road and was there 3 or 4 years. We took advantage of having people around and really in that area, people care for people. And that's the most important thing. I think my family, my wife, my 2 kids are really excited about getting back to is just, Green Hill and Mount Juliet and just, people loving on people and caring about people relationship wise. So super excited to be here and blessed for sure.
Yeah, I love it. Well, tell us a little bit about Josh Crouch before we get into football and school, but tell us a little bit, Josh Crouch, and your wife and kids, and just kind of a little bit about you.
Okay, so I grew up in Smyrna, Tennessee, right down 840, right off the exit, 2 miles down, right over the bridge. Did a lot of fishing growing up right there, and that's we were an outdoors family. My dad was drafted in the military. He graduated high school, didn't go to college. My mom actually dropped out of high school, so I'm an only child. I believe in hard work, and that's kind of what my dad instilled in me. It's kind of who we are as a family. I think, even knowing you, I think a Crouch knows you know how to work hard. So, but grew up in Smyrna. Played football at the high school there. Luckily, won a state championship my senior year. Probably the highlight of really growing up in Smyrna. And with cities like Mount Juliet and Green Hill, particularly Smyrna, those are cities that play football for their city. It's places where engagement in other things other than the typical day-to-day life of just using football for a vessel for relationships was really built in Smyrna for me. Had a great coaching staff. The guys that I played with my senior class, 3 of them were my best men in my wedding, and still talk to a lot of them nowadays. My actually best friend in high school ended up marrying my sister-in-law, and they met at our wedding. That he was my best man, and sister-in-law was maid of honor. So
That's great.
After that, I went to Smyrna, went to Cumberland, spent 4 years in Lebanon. I really enjoyed my time at Cumberland. Small relationship-driven community school that really cared about academics and athletics, and played for Dwayne Alexander, who also was there at Wilson Central for a while, and he was really my first inspiration to become a coach. Coach Alexander showed a lot of passion for his kids and a lot of will to really everybody plays for the ring on Saturdays or Sundays or whatever it is, but his main focus and my main focus is the ring that they put on their left finger when they marry. They decide to take that walk down the aisle. And I always thought, he was always talking about being a family man first. So hopefully that's what we're going to be about at Green Hill. After that, got a teaching job at Wilson Central. Spent 8 years teaching there and coaching football. I really enjoyed it. And then my wife made a decision that we were going to move our family, and it was something that we prayed about a ton. We moved to Memphis, and she had the opportunity to work at St. Jude's. And for us as a family, we kind of decided, what in the world it would make a huge impact. And her working with childhood cancer, and we decided to, we'd put the football stuff on hold for a little bit and let God take the reins, and made a huge leap. And it's been awesome and a unique experience in Memphis. And now I was blessed to get this head coaching job, and my wife is we're really excited about getting back to Middle Tennessee. So that's been our journey. We're coming back, and like I said, we're moving in May. So we're excited to get back to Mount Juliet.
We're pumped about you coming, and heard nothing but great things about you and your family. And of course, we're launching a brand new school, and I know that's a new experience. You want to talk to us about that and just how you feel going into kind of being the first head football coach at a brand new high school that's not going to be a small school.
Right.
It's going to be a pretty good sized school from the very beginning. Talk to us about that journey and how you're feeling about that.
Yeah. So, in a lot of firsts, you cross a lot of firsts, and I think every day you kind of cross a new first in being a head football coach at a school, but particularly in your first job, opening a brand new school. You got to order everything down to the stud. I mean, you're talking about towels and laundry clips and laundry detergent, washer machines. You go all the way down to the jerseys and pants and pads, and staffing and putting together a group of men that are going to work towards a common goal of building young men up to be better men was the most unique situation, particularly in the time that we're in, because a lot of relationships are built face to face and in one another's company, and we've had to do a lot of it virtually for the past 2 months. So as far as it comes to opening up a new school, I think there's a lot of opportunity, and a lot of people think of it as challenges, and I think of it as an opportunity. You got the opportunity to really set your first footprint in Wilson County in the state of Tennessee, and as a new school and a new building, and you really get to build a culture of what is reflective of who you are as a person. And, that in itself, I think is so unique. I really do. We were really, really happy in Memphis, and I think this was a dream job, and it was able for us to get back closer to family. And this is really a special opportunity. And I think, just learning luckily I've got a couple of coaches that have been head coaches before. So, Coach Hollinsworth has been an awesome lean on for right now. And I'm always going to be a guy that's willing to learn. I don't ever want to get to the spot where I feel like, you can't approach or learn and grow. So learning every day, just trying to be the best man as we can for the kids, and particularly for my wife and my 2 kids, and trying to teach them, what it's like to bear some responsibility and respond. So it's definitely been a little bit of a challenge, but it's been awesome so far.
Yeah. Well, it is a challenge. It's a challenge for everybody. But I do think I heard a quote earlier today, we can make excuses or we can make progress, but we can't do both. And so I think Craig Rochelle said that earlier today. I heard him. So I thought that was really helpful, and this is really not a good time to make excuses. A lot of people are hurting, and a lot of people are worried about the future. And I think, sometimes as leaders, we have an opportunity to step into that and help people make progress through that, and remind them that there is hope, and there is a future after this, and how we lead today, I think, really sets the tone for what it looks like on the back end of this thing. So anyway, leadership really matters. And these kids that you're investing in, they're watching you, they're watching us now, all of us. Right. Our kids are watching us at home and how we deal with, the inconveniences and the uncertain future and all those kinds of things. So I just think this is the time that leaders, we're kind of built for this, and have a great opportunity. Before we started recording, you talked a little bit about the value you place on community and what that means to you. Would you kind of drill down into that a little bit more, just for all of us, just how important the local neighborhood and the community and the people are to you?
Yeah. So love thy brother and thy neighbor, right? So, that's from the golden rule is kind of what, I've always worked on, and my dad's kind of instilled in me from the get-go is, you treat others as you expect to be treated. In return, good things happen. I'm a firm believer in where your feet are. And honestly, there were a lot of people that were probably more qualified than a first-year, 30-year-old head coach to take over a program or to lead men in the right direction and what they think is the right direction and what we're going to try to do. But I think that being able to build relationships with everybody. I mean, all the way down to any job. There's no small job. There's no too big of a job. There's not an opportunity for you to feel like you're better than if you see something on the ground to pick it up because it's the right thing to do. So as far as the community is and what it means to me is, as a kid, I always reflect back to some of the best times that I ever had was on the football field. And that's just me, personally, but, take whatever your love is or your vice is. And anytime somebody took interest in that, it made you want to do better for that person. And I think team sports is the ultimate, sacrifice for somebody else. You're putting your body, your grateful, your own priorities in the best interest of somebody else, and having somebody take interest in that and be there for you and allow you to say this is something that's important to me. Also, I think is one of the greater things that humans do is they're able to grant and build other men up and other women up and other children up as giving praise to one another. I think that's the best thing that you can do as a human is, I always say smiles are free. It never hurts to smile. But it also, in a day and age that we're in, sometimes you don't see people uplifting other people. It's always, we're trying to build our life against somebody else. And as a community, all the way down to when we talk about the football program, we're starting a youth football program that's going to play at Green Hill on Saturdays. Those kids are gonna be there, and those families are gonna be there playing at our stadium. And hopefully, one day they're playing there on a Friday night, and they've encompassed and fully turned a 12 to 15 year process into a Friday night game, and staying after and having hamburgers and hot dogs, and taking the kids fishing or taking them to the wave pool, whatever it is, just building lifelong relationships and lifelong memories that you'll never get another opportunity to harvest. And as the body and the group to which you're in there or around really is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You think about it. You think about your lifeline on a span. We get one opportunity here, and you got to make the most of it. I think I don't believe in everything is just by chance. I think it happens for a reason. I think everybody's brought together for a reason. And what is that reason going to be? Is it, like you said, reactive or proactive? And hopefully we can be as detail oriented and reactive as possible. And hopefully it's a good product that people like to come and watch and see and have good communion at a Friday night at Green Hill High School. So super excited for that. And, the community part is, that drives the hammer and the hammer down on that part.
Yeah, I love that. And I love the long view that we're kind of all succession planning. We're all looking at a 10 to 15 year window and what the next generation, what we're doing to invest in the next generation that's coming up after us. And so I love the long view. Really changes the way we lead every day and the decisions we make. And so that's just huge. Well, you've mentioned some of these things already, but what are some driving principles for you in terms of that you just want to pour in to your team, some axioms, maybe some things that are a priority to you that they're going to hear day in and day out as they're around you and your staff?
Our mission statement is to build champions by building better men on and off the field. Like and it's not just something we live in. And when you talk about a champion, there's a lot of champions in life, right? There's, you think of champions right now, you're thinking of healthcare workers, ambulance workers, firefighters, police officers. They're heroes right now. They're champions. So championship isn't always necessarily a scoreboard on a Friday night, but it's about building a better man. And I think, when we talk about wins and losses, I firmly believe that you do the small things the right way, then things take care of itself. And for us as a staff, we're going to be about building men to be better husbands, fathers, sons. We're going to teach men how to be how to be thankful and how to be encouraging to others and how to uplift others and not take people down and not always take the easy route and be problem solvers and creative thinkers. As far as the football program goes, we'll live off attitude and effort. You can always set those things yourself. You don't have to. There's no God-given ability that can cure attitude and effort. That is your direct impact to how somebody may run a faster 40, but not everybody is going to do the right things when they're asked to do. And we're going to try to instill that early and often and understand that, good things work out. And the most important thing is, at the end of the day, whenever we look 10 to 15 years down the road, do we have an invitation to a baptism? Do we have an invitation to a wedding? Do we have an invitation to a child's birthday party? Are our players 10 years down the road bringing their kids back to Green Hill High School to watch football games?
I love it.
That's who we're going to be, and that's who we are. And we're going to try to use football as a vessel for college athletics. We're going to try to, and that may not all be Division I, but if you can use any sport to be able to further yourself academically and athletically, and use a sport to be able to take care of your family and change your stars. It changed mine. It's something I never thought I'd be in this position. I always 7, 8 years old was drawing plays in a notebook, and now it's come to fruition. And I can't give enough of my life to the game of football, and I just hope that our kids know that we're going to work hard, we're going to do things the right way, and we're going to do it by the book, and we're going to keep God first, and we're going to do everything based on relationships. And that's our plan. That's who we'll be.
Golly, I love it, man. I can't imagine a parent who doesn't want their kid to be a part of a program like that. And so I'm so excited. Everyone's Wilson is a coalition of churches that really are seeking the welfare of the city, the welfare of the community. And I think as we think about what the next generation looks like, so many kids are in family systems that are struggling for one reason or another. Maybe there's a mom and dad who don't live together, or there's other hardships. And to have coaches and teachers come beside these kids is absolutely critical and essential for building a healthy community. And so, man, I'm so grateful. Let me ask you a couple other things, and we'll shut this thing down. But talk about football this fall. I know the virus is a reality, and there's a lot of restraints right now, or constraints on what we're able to do. What are y'all talking about? What are you thinking about? What I know nobody really knows what the summer and the fall look like, but kind of what's your conversation like right now?
So right now
Hey, Josh, I think we lost audio on that question.
Is it back up?
Yeah, it is now. So kind of just go back and start that answer over. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. So we're in a unique situation, like I was saying, where we are is we don't have kids enrolled in Green Hill High School right now. So when it directly relates to TSSAA and football program, we can't actively go out and talk to individual kids right now. There's a meeting tomorrow that's going to discuss the TSSAA and the board and the schedule for the summer and when that starts. And right now, there's been a lot of life-changing events that's happened, particularly the Mount Juliet people. You had the tornado first, and you had the virus right behind it. And as far as the program goes, what we're doing right now is we're trying to stay active as much as possible and put out information as much as we can on social media accounts. That way it's mass marketed. And that way everybody has access to it. We do have a parents' Facebook page that anybody in the community is welcome to join if they want to see and find out what's going on with Green Hill football. They're welcome to do that. And we're uploading what's called a platform called Huddle, which is a video software for football. We're taking our staff and we're filming each of us talking about drills and plays, so that when we do get our kids, that we're able to say, hey, log into Huddle and you can watch all of it from here at the at your own home and, laying in bed, eating a bowl of cereal, whatever it may be, you're able to start studying then. So, this process has been unique, and it's been something that's unprecedented. I mean, it's first in my life for sure. And a lot of people I've talked with, Coach Holly is another one. He said he can't remember much else like this before, but we're trying to be creative in how we connect with our kids, and we're just waiting for the opportunity to get them. I know we've had 2 parent meetings so far. We've drafted a quarterback club. We've got a PTSO rolling. So all the things are in place. We're just waiting for the lifeline of us, and that's our kids. We're just waiting to be able to talk with them and get in front of them and build relationships as soon as possible.
Yeah, I love that, and I appreciate that. So folks can go to the Facebook page and find Green Hill High School football, right?
Yes, sir. So I believe the @ is Green Hill football, Green Hill Hawks football. And it's posted on, I think it's Hit Mountain Juliet's 1 or 2 of them that it may be on, and parents of Wilson County. But yeah, anybody is welcome to join that. Any supporters or anybody that just wants to know what's going on in our community, per se, our football program is welcome to join.
It's awesome. Yeah, I joined, and I was one of the first ones to get some Hawks gear.
Oh,
So,
nice.
I've got some Hawks gear I'm sporting. People are already jealous, and so it's awesome. Well, one more question before I let you go, if we can keep our connection strong. Just how can the community, other than getting some gear, how can the community support you and the football program going forward?
Well, I guess I'm kind of backwards in thinking, as I want to know how we can support the community. I know there's been some times with tornadoes and the virus, and I know I've put out some things as much as possible, and our staff has as much as possible, is trying to eat local, trying to buy local, making sure we're taking care of Mount Juliet first, and trying to keep businesses up and running and people with jobs. So I think in this time particularly, as us as a football program and what they can do for helps us is more of what we can do to help Mount Juliet right now, and how we can be of a service. Obviously we'd love to see you on Friday nights. We'd love to see you there. And we're going to have our first community day, hopefully, if this is all done, by August 15th. We're going to do a Saturday meet and greet, have concessions, and we're going to bring our youth team, our youth league team, our middle school team, and our band, cheerleading team, and varsity team. We're all going to have a big night and have some performances. So that'll be the first big night to hopefully everybody gets out of the house by then and ready to go see some Hawks football. But just anything we can do right now in this time. I know it's I don't want anybody to be a burden on us. We want to make sure that we want to help. We want to help Mount Juliet.
Man, I love it. It's great to meet you. We're excited to have you back in Mount Juliet, and excited for Hawks football. Just really excited about the investment you're making in kids and their families over not just this season, but the seasons that come. So thanks for joining the conversation today, Josh.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Anything I can do for you. Thanks for putting it on. And as always, my door is always open to you. So anytime you want to come by and stop by and chat, I got a cup of coffee for you.
I got your number. We're texting buddies, and I'm going to hound you to death, especially during football season. So
bye.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Yes, sir. Thank you.